here, you're not the predator.
The most confusing thing to me about Predator Badlands is how it became a movie that's apparently controversial to dislike. Despite the rumors and many possibilities, it doesn't even have woke stuff in it, so all I can figure is Disney is getting desperate. This really is a look at it for what it is deal. I'm still of the opinion we don't need an expanded Predator universe, but if they're gonna milk that cow forever, it is what it is. A predator grunt sent to a dangerous planet, teaming up with a female synthetic, an idea that's amusing at best, but not really what I'm looking for in a Predator movie. Not that I love the last few movies either, but at least they were going in the right direction. This is more of a dead-on-arrival concept. Technically, it could be done right, but the idea of an individual who wants to retain his honor and a companion who says, you don't need to do that, it's about who cares the most, well, it's going to take some innovation to make that plot engaging. Given this director gave us one movie that relied on nostalgia and another that focused on getting right to the fight scenes, ignoring all kinds of logic, completely forgetting what the Predators are, along with their honor system, it's safe to say he's not going to pull this off.
We're some real pretty shit now, man!
To actually understand the issues with this movie and why it's not that good, I kind of gotta break down the plot, so if you don't want to hear that, you can skip ahead via timestamps. The focus here is Dex, a predator who is notably small, you know what I mean by small, that would legitimately be more fascinating, who has deliberately chosen to go to a conveniently dangerous planet to hunt an unkillable creature, because apparently he's looked down on. Here's an idea, just consider this. If you really want to expand on the Predators, maybe show us more. The bare minimum is given to explain why Dex is weak. Aside from being small, I guess he hesitates too much. It doesn't go beyond that. Given it's the first movie, to make one of them the lead, why not give us more of a backstory? Because even though we see him get ready to go on his hunt, his father up and says, no, you're useless, you die now. As you may have guessed, the father has no depth whatsoever, it's just the weak must die. So again, some other reasoning would have been nice. The funny thing is, it doesn't even matter, he goes to the death planet nonetheless, his brother even dies defending him, but despite all that, he still wants the trophy. For, I guess, honor. I'm getting some Avatar vibes here. Only that was, well written. His father literally wants him dead, so why even bother? Yeah, it won't stay the objective, anybody could see that coming, but he could have decided not to obey him without it blatantly being the right option. That being said, upon landing on the planet full of nothing but monsters, you do kind of get excited. There are some creative designs here, and the scenes that feature the Predator against various monsters are pretty damn good. Unfortunately, and you probably saw this coming too, we don't get too much of that. Instead, he gets assistance from annoying buddy cliché, a synthetic with no lower body, who he hesitantly teams up with, and together they locate the Callus, being the monster he has to kill. But the big twist though is it ends up being a regenerator, so it's basically unkillable, and annoying buddy cliché's supposed synthetic friend Tessa is no good.
Highly imaginative, incredibly inventive.
As to why annoying buddy cliché has a quote-unquote personality is beyond me. There's an army of synthetics, they all talk the same, look the same, act the same, aside from the two females, again raisins, and they only exist because the plot needs them. A plot that can't actually be the Predator kills the monster, instead the synthetic army wants it for regenerative research, and this is when the movie completely falls apart. Up until now, it's been beyond generic, Dex slowly realizing maybe he shouldn't be doing his father's bidding, who killed his brother, and wants him dead, but only now, upon his android friend being taken prisoner, will he do the right thing. They don't do anything to make Dex interesting. Annoying buddy cliché has one single trait, and that's talking a lot. Even Tessa betraying her has little to no effect, and the most idiotic decision they could have made to underline the first half of the movie is make it into a joke. Even though the planet is supposedly dangerous and Dex is clearly inept, in a very quick scene, he retraces his steps and makes everything that tried to kill him into a weapon.
Is this a joke?
I don't even know how he's able to do this. He would have clearly been dead without her assistance, but now he's apparently a master. What comes next is barely even a spoiler. The climax plays out exactly how you think it would. And another issue, the main antagonists of the movie are a bunch of androids. They could have easily given Tessa some kind of personality, but I guess they thought our two engaging leads would suffice. I literally have nothing to add to this. Maybe if you've never seen a movie, something may catch you off guard. I mean, annoying buddy cliches legs doing stuff on their own is somewhat engaging, adding a bit of comedic value. Not much of that in this. It's a direction they're heavily leaning in, but I just don't want to see that in a fucking Predator movie. There's even another alien who's thrown in, like a companion, because why not? It just adds so much depth to this engaging narrative, and the ending isn't anything shocking either. He goes back home, kills his dad, says he doesn't need them, or in his words, he has a new clan, and in a cliffhanger, I guess his mom shows up. So does that mean this is the movie that actually leads somewhere? Because the last three were kind of irrelevant. Maybe at some point have a sequel. That's a direct sequel. I think I've made my point as to why this narrative is not good, and believe me, I wish I could stop there. A question on your mind right now that I know was on mine is annoying buddy cliche one of those characters who never shuts up to the point of making the movie less pleasant. Well, based on the trailers, you may have thought no.
But you thought wrong.
Yeah, it's pretty obnoxious, no real personality to speak of aside from occasionally encouraging statements to fit the cliches in. But I will say, despite some odd rumors, there is no romance between them or anybody in this movie, even though they could have easily stuck that in. I don't think it has any place in this, so that's a good thing. And speaking of stuff that has no place, the weird copyright bullshit under the Predator title. Why would you stick that there? The title's placement is actually well implemented. It looked really cool where it was, yet you've completely taken me out of it. Even though I thought I might actually like the movie at one point, it's an absolute mood killer. If you're wondering why I thought I would like the movie, it's the fight scenes. They're kinda well done, at least the first half, when we get what we were promised, a predator fighting giant monsters. Who could beat it? But the fact is, it's too short-lived. The elephant creature we see in the trailer, you don't even see him fight it that much, and after about half the movie, it completely drops off. It literally undermines the severity of the situation. In the spoiler section, I explain what that means, and by the end I have an issue believing it was the most dangerous planet. Ironically enough, it's a PG-13 movie. That's purely because there's no humans, so it's just green blood and that synthetic shit. But that's not the issue. No, the issue is this concept of an alien monster teaming up with a talkative female robot doesn't give us any more than you'd expect. When you have an idea that isn't new at all, some kind of innovation is needed to make it feel unique, but instead it's the regaining honor premise with nothing to make it stand out. The reasoning makes no sense given the circumstance. You wouldn't even be doing this. And the idea of a planet when everything is trying to kill you is ruined halfway through the movie. It's obvious by now Trachtenberg has mastered the idea of giving us what we think we want to see. It's been pretty effective, but I have to apologize, I don't satisfy that easily. If they're really going to keep expanding on the Predator, I want something new, something remotely interesting. But the only fascinating thing about this is why the media is getting mad if you don't like it. It wasn't even out yet. It's really the exact movie I thought it would be. It's the bare minimum. I hate to say that, but it is. And about halfway through, I was simply bored as shit. I have absolutely no idea how these keep getting high ratings. I'm actively trying to at least meet in the middle, but a film that gives us nothing but a few fun monster fights simply isn't worth it.
And you wasted my time!
The reputation says there's more to come, as no matter how not good these are, it's the Chris Stuckman way of thinking. Being I really enjoyed it, so let me know if you really enjoyed Predator Badlands down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please share it, hit the like button, consider subscribing, and if you want to see more, you must hit the bell to get notified. Recommendations will get you nowhere. I'm the Analyst, and remember kids, 10th time's the charm. You know that's coming.